Hello, everyone. We have another Indian with us, Voice of the Young segment. Today we have with us Khushi Vaishya. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Khushi.
Thank you so much, sir. Let me introduce myself to you, everyone. I am Khushi Vaishya. I am currently pursuing Master of Arts in Economics from Mumbai School of Economics and Public Policy. Apart from that, I had done my graduation from Wilson College at Mumbai. I am totally staying in Mumbai, so based in Mumbai. Apart from that, in my college days I was very active in various competition and participated a lot more, so it was a lot more active learning and participating journey in my college days. And I have served 2 years in national service scheme under the unit of Wilson College for 2 years, as well as I was also a member of Rotaract Club of Wilson College. So I had participated in many competitions like debates, essays, a lot. So this was about that. Apart from being additional, I have attended the G20 event, which was at BKC. That was the first working development meeting, and the theme for was mainly emphasized on the climate change and its effects, impacts, and the solution. And focus was more on the lifestyle for environment movement.
Wait,
So
Khushi, what is BKC? You said it was a BKC.
it is place Bandra Kurla complex. It is a
Yeah,
place where the event was held. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Those of us who are not from Mumbai may not know
Okay.
what is
Okay. Okay.
BKC. So BKC is a big place where lots of events are held, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there were people from other colleges. It was not just from your college.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what was the event like?
So event was organized where the sessions were conducted and speakers, renowned speakers were there. One of among them was Sonam Wanchuk sir. So speakers were there. They were telling us a lot more about the environment change. Every speaker were given the specific topic, and it was a discussion type event happened there. So we were there to raise a question and ask about the what things are not clear to us and which issue we wanted to raise our voice. So it was a lot more participating discussion around there.
Okay,
So
good. All right, it's clear what happened there. It was a big learning for you, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. Let's continue, please, Khushi.
Apart from that, I am currently a member of a YOUNGO, that is a youth-led movement for the climate change. Basically, youths are together here to take active action on climate change or come up with the innovative ideas for the society. So it's been 2-3 months. I'm a member of it, and it is a very learning journey there as well. I'm enhancing my knowledge there as well by participating in the events they organize. So that was about YOUNGO, and this was about a brief introduction about me. So let's go ahead for today's Vidped talk, which I wanted to share with you audiences. Now I will be mainly talking about the Indian economy basically. As we know, India is the fifth largest economy in the world. We are the third largest ecosystem in the startup world. Apart from them, we are the fastest growing economy. We have a youth population, which is a dividend for our economy. This recently the Chandrayaan 3 making a great success for our country. Apart from that, we are also doing good into the deep exploration missions like in the fisheries sectors. We are also doing good. So when I, as an Indian, as a common people, when I talk India, yeah, it is doing good. We see a GDP growth of annual about 8% approximately. So yeah, it is growing good. But what I wanted to share in today's talk, that apart from all this growth, there is a need to be look into the development sector as well. When I say there are various challenges in our economy, that is the poverty, unemployment, income gap, the environmental degradation problem. These are so broader problem, as well as climate change, which is a global issue right nowadays. So, when I say these challenges are there in our economy, governments are also taking step. No doubt, there are various schemes governments are coming forward. But what I, as an Indian common people, what's my stand on this problem and how it can be solved? Suggestion from my side, I will express it. When we look into the problem of uh, poverty, unemployment, and poor education, I feel that this problem is interlinked. You can say how, like, education, for me the meaning of education is different. For me, education can be if a person is able to grasp all practical knowledge, theoretical knowledge, soft skill, and various technical skills, which is the requirement of today's world. Apart from that, individual is environmentally conscious, means a holistic overall development of an individual will be there, means that person is educated. That means person is getting the right education. No, it's but in today we see we have just a theoretical. But as we know, the new education policy which came up on 2020, it has listed down a lot of a new upgradation in our policy. But it's been 36 years we come across this policy in 2020. You can just imagine what about those days we are just following those previous law. So the law has came, no doubt, but the effective implementation is very necessary. The new education policy is can be a game changer or make a revolution in our education sector. What I feel, if it get implemented well. The problem is implementation, because this NEP is not mandatory for all state. Of course it shouldn't be. As per the state requirement, whether they feel we need this system, we need this law, they will implement it. But as far what I feel that most of states should implement this law. But while implementing the law will implement around 2040. So I can't able to get access, get all this new education policy scheme under me, but my next generation can able to avail the benefits of it. So that could be one concern. How the poverty and unemployment is interlinked from my side is that if a citizen is well educated, as I define the term, of course people will able to find the opportunities for the employment. Definitely nowadays it is very easy. We can just stop, we can just do anything to earn. Like we have a digital programs where we can earn and learn as well. So it's not just like are not educated, we won't get any work. Nowadays I feel if people are well equipped with powers and skills, they will definitely earn at any stage. No one will, nothing will hinder them. So if they are not unemployed, of course the poverty will won't be a problem for them. But when I talk about, it's mainly for the urban perspective, because in rural the infrastructure is needed to develop so that they can have access of education. And there are a lot more problem in rural as well. So urban and rural are two different things. About education, about poverty, unemployment is totally different, because every sector need a different way to tackle and deal. Not just a one thing fits for all. What I feel. So this is how it is interlinked from my perspective. So hardcore policy of education, if it's get implemented, and we also need a timely upgradation of law. It's not just we made law and sleep for 30-40 years. It shouldn't be done. We need not annually but in 5 year basis we can upgrade it, because we made today law but it get implemented 10 years later. Till then the things will change so drastically. As AI has entered in the world economy, we see artificial intelligence revolution. But yeah, these things are there. Timely reforms is needed in our economy, what I felt. And there is also there should be also need to increase the budget size for the education sector as well. What I felt, it is around 3% allocation in GDP for education sector. But as NEP say, new education policy says that it will increase to 6%. That will be a great, but let's see how it get implemented. So this was the a small part of my today's talk, which I wanted to emphasize more into that because it is actually a real problem. Yeah, sir. What's your stand or say on what I said?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Khushi. You have come well prepared and you are very clear and articulate. And I completely agree with you. I put it in a broader perspective. And if you read my book on India 2047, which I wrote 2 years ago, I call it equality of opportunity. Okay. So that's the broader concept. As economists, we talk about inequality of income,
Yes.
inequality of wealth, but we don't focus enough on inequality of opportunity. And for the young people, we need to give equality of opportunity. And you don't have equality of opportunity if you are not educated, if you don't
Yes.
have enough food. So, 30% of children in India are still undernourished, they are stunted. Now, if your health is so poor, you don't have enough nutrition, what education can you do? Because you cannot sit in the class and study if you are in poor health and you are not able to be focused on the lesson that the teacher is teaching you. So that equality of opportunity is my broader concept, that it's not just education, but before you have education, you need the health and nutrition. Of course, we are making some effort, especially in the cities. There are midday meals for children,
Yes.
and that midday meals is a big success because actually some of the children, that is their main meal. They don't have enough at home. So if they come to the school and they get the midday meal, then that's their big meal of the day. And there's research that shows that this brings girls to school because the parents don't have enough money. They don't want to spend on the girls. But if the girl goes to school and gets a big meal, then that gives her an opportunity to study. So we cannot just think of education without thinking of the
Yeah.
30% stunted. If you are stunted mentally because your brain has not developed enough, then what productivity can you get? You start teaching equations, but the brain isn't there. What equations can you teach, or history or geography? So I agree with you fully that we need to look at education, and we still have illiterate, of course, illiteracy is only among older people, but what we teach the young people, the schools are pretty bad, pretty bad. And, the health is not up to it. So if you are low income, rural farmer living on Narega, then where is the money to educate your children or give them even food? And then suddenly you expect the kid born today that in 2047 they will have a good income. Question is how?
Oh,
how can
yes.
this, how can this? So I agree with you that we should talk about equality of opportunity. And in that is at a young age, health, education, yes. And then when you are older, then equality of opportunity can also mean that you want to do a startup. You are brilliant. Okay. You have managed to come, but now your parents don't have the money. Okay,
Yeah.
which is not a bad thing at all. You have overcome a lot. You've come now. You are saying, "I'm doing. I want to. I have an idea." Now, where will you get the money? Obviously, you need a financial system which can back you. Now, we do have startups, as you mentioned.
Yes, sir.
We do have,
Startup India program.
yeah, we do. But
Yeah,
is there
apart
enough?
from that, so there is a program basically for the women, those who want to up startup, those who want to do. So initial amount of 10,000 is given into that. So there are schemes are there. Under the Startup India scheme, they were training the youth. Full course is available on free of cost, So students can have access of it and learn the entire process, how you have to start up, what are the things needed, about the funds, about the organization management. So things are there. Yes, sir.
So good.
Government is
Good. I'm happy to hear it. It's good. I'm saying is that we must focus on that also. And is one thing to teach you all the things, but it's still difficult to get the real money that you need. You know, you can get money to learn, to take the course. 10,000 rupees is good. I'm happy to hear it. And then later on, the banks, etc., the financial system must be ready to support, because we need innovation, we need
yes.
changes, we need. Okay, so I agree with you. In short, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is it needs to be a part of a broader scheme to provide equality of opportunity. Okay, does that
Yes.
answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, all
Uh,
right.
Apart from that, a little bit add on into what I had talked, like as you rightly mentioned, health is one of the important factor, then education, and third one is I feel that infrastructure is also needed to be developed. So these three what I feel main aspect for an economy. When I say you rightly mentioned, and I agree about the health what you said, but when I say education, education should be given to the given not only to the students, but I feel to the teachers as well as the parents as well, because we the NEP has covered teachers training program and wide practical and applied things training given to the students, but I feel that parenting in parenting we need a training as well, because a lot of time a student spend in their house or at a school. So if parents are well trained that what are the things to inculcate in children's mindset, how this will make they definitely they will make a healthy child, a well mindset child. So what I feel for the holistic development of a children, parents should also get trained.
Okay.
That is the one point what I wanted to share.
Okay, good. That's a valid point. It's very hard, though, I'll tell you, once you are 35 years old, to teach you anything. Parents resist it because they are busy in their lives. They have to run the home, they have to earn money. It's very hard. But yeah,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
point is quite valid
At
that,
certain level in rural area, we can take some step or initiative for it. Those who have a children below to 5 age, we can run program for them as well, not for the 15 or above 18, because parents, as you rightly said, parents will be busy in their works as well. So these
okay,
things what I felt needed to look into that as well.
well, that's certainly a very good uh, piece of thinking, and let's hope that you can find some way to implement it in some fashion and people listen to you. Okay, anything else you want to add, Khushi?
Yeah, sir.
Please.
I also wanted to share talk about the climate change, because I am staying in Mumbai. It is said the IPCC report says that till 2050 there will be a more plastics on the ocean rather than sea. Listening these things amaze me, as we know the effects of climate change is devastating on the entire world. It's not just taking or any one particular country. Its effect is cascading. If we see a climate change, it is a very broader thing, but when I read about these things, it amazed me to read a lot more into that. So I wanted to share more about climate literacy is somewhere disappearing in our economy. Climate literacy and education and awareness, all trio can play an important role. When I say climate awareness, it just not only mean that people know how to live a sustainable lifestyle. We all studied in fifth standard, sixth standard at how to study a green life, these things. But it is also more about taking action, which I feel come from parenting, because if parents are more in a way inculcating those values to the children that you should have to follow a sustainable lifestyle, then definitely child will inculcate. Because if we see a gap in a school, we study and just left it things there.
Yeah.
We don't implement it. So this is the one aspect what I feel. Apart from that, about the climate crisis, which is not just a climate change, which is not done by a nature, it is mostly a lot of a more percentage add on by the human beings as well. I have read about this, so I'm saying for that, when I say living a sustainable lifestyle, what do this mean for me? Following all those things which we know from saving energy, electricity, yeah, these things are there, we should follow. But we can't force people to follow it. It's totally in their mindset, right? These
Yes.
things come from childhood, right?
Yeah.
There is also concept called carbon digital carbon emission,
Mm-hmm.
which basically created when we consume more digital, when we stay more online, we use digital platforms. How it get generated, I will tell you. When we stay more time on online, spending time on Google searching or any devices are we are using laptop, PCs, of course things are stored on cloud computing. How this work? It is also managed through the data centers which are there, and it require a lot more electricity. Because when we are I'm on a call, we are also consuming lot more energy to how this energy get maintained on the data stores which are there, which, so this data store require a huge energy. How they will get on the by, basically the source will be fossil fuels. So it is around 2 to 3% the digital carbon emission, that is digital footprints we are producing in the economy. It is contributing to greenhouse gas emission as well.
Okay.
This is also a one thing, like we all are spending too much time in phone, that's great, but it should be productive, what
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
uh, this is the modern day things, like everyone is scrolling down reels. Yeah, we have phone, we whenever we are free, we just use it, we just don't care while using it. It also taking out the carbon emission, which is adding on into the greenhouse gas emission, and definitely the source for the climate change reason,
Yeah.
one of the, not
Yeah.
just it.
Yeah.
uh, this is the aspect which I feel that needed to be addressed. And apart from that, in India, that is National Action Plan for Climate Change. The law was made in 2008, and it covered eight mission, mainly the National Solar Mission, Water Mission, and more. But what I feel, it was made in 2008, but still a successful implementation is not there still today. Government is taking step, but the pace is slow, as we know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So about this action plan of climate change, I feel a lot more emphasis should be given by the government. Of course, NGOs are there, they are also taking a lot more step. But what I feel, as an individual, as an Indian, as a citizen, we should also take some initiative from our from the ground level, where we are staying in the locality, in the area. So what I feel about the climate change, and of course the peoples who are in power needed to tackle lot more problem of climate change. As the COP28 is coming up, we will see what the conclusion will be, how the developed nation are taking and participating a role into the implementing the those laws. So this was the one aspect which I wanted to limelight on today's talk. Yeah, so
Wonderful.
what's your view?
Yeah, good. We do need to talk more about climate change. I would like to add that you are talking about trying to cut back climate change, but probably it's too late. We will have some climate
Yeah,
change, and we should start thinking about how we will adapt, because certainly some change will happen. It's too late to say that there will be no change. And if there is change, then we need to start thinking about it today. Like, 1 year ago, 1/3 of Pakistan was flooded. Flooded, 1/3 of the country. Now it's smaller than us, but 1/3 was flooded. So that, where there were roads, they became rivers. And for months, they were. Now, Pakistan's not that far. If it comes to us, then what? What will we do? Right? And how can we change and adapt to it? I don't really have any answers at the moment, but I'm thinking about it. And I encourage you and others to think about how we will adapt to it. Because you have another 60 years, 70 years, and we cannot continue in the current status. So please think about that also.
Yeah, surely, sir. I will think.
Adaptation to climate change. Okay, so
Yeah, sir.
okay. All right. I'm glad you pointed out that the cloud is on the ground. When you say cloud computing, it's really the data centers on the ground. There is no cloud. It's on the ground. It's on the ground somewhere, and it's running with electricity, and it's running 24/7, 365, because you
Yeah.
can pick up any information at any time. So it has to be readily available to you at all the time. So that's a lot of energy and electricity. And you are right on that. Okay, so Khushi, thank you. Anything more you want to add?
The last conclusion or last statement, or I wanted to say that when I see as an Indian, things are going on. Government is doing great, no doubt. Government is also doing. The NGOs are also doing. But what I felt, still the problem is existing in our economy. It can be any problem from poverty or health issues. COVID has hit us, but we resiliently take back from it. So what I feel that as a common people, the GDP is growing, but what I see changes in my life. Do my life is become easier? That is the question. Like, if growth is happening, GDP is growing, but what about the development aspects? So what I feel, growth and development and ecology should go hand in hand. It can't be like we more focus on growth part of our economy and just not thinking about environment, like whether the various companies are doing illegal mining or things, and there's a no strict action taken by government. So it won't be like growth is happening, GDP will say yeah it is going up, but what about those the externalities we will be facing later? So what I feel, these things needed to be done in a very more broader perspective on the policy framework, and as well as the ground level implementation of it. Then and only we will see a change to come out from the problem of poverty, unemployment, or income inequality. Then and only, apart from that, when I say we have a youth dividend, but when I say youth, do the youths are really a productive or a capital or asset for our economy? That is the question. So the youth enhancement training should be needed, so that the youth can actually add on our nation's growth. So this is what I feel about our economy. This is what I feel, the peoples who are in power needed to work a lot into this development aspect of our economy. Apart from that, we have a lower global ranking. When I say the multidimensional poverty index, which the Niti Aayog launched, uh, which the report says that we have quite a bit lower into the poverty from the past year, but not too much. The environmental climate change index, we are not performing too good, even in the corruption index as well. So when I look into the all indexes of our country, we haven't performed well. So these things disappoint me. I feel that if we do good into the development part, along with growth, along with ecology, if this thing is needed to go hand in hand in a proper way, then definitely this ranking will be goes up for our for India. So one conclusion that we youth have a power to change our economy, what I feel. And definitely, if we the young if youths are there, take innovative actions, come up with innovative ideas, then definitely we will grow, and nobody will stop India to rise like a phoenix. So yeah, youth, government, NGOs, everything needed to work cooperatively, and definitely the economy will grow, development will be there. And about, as you rightly said, about the climate change, we needed to look into the adaptation and mitigation. That is another question mark which everyone is trying to find out the solutions for it. Yeah, so that was all about I wanted to share. So yeah, sir, over to you, sir.
Well, thank you, Khushi. I mean, you are so clear and so articulate, and I think you have stated the problems very well. That yes, we have a bright side, but if you look deeper, we have also another side which needs to be fixed. And of course, we have, if you are aiming for 2047, we have still 24 years, but that's
Yeah,
not a long time. It's really speed is of the essence. We can't do implementation in 5 years, 10 years. We need to do
yeah,
it now. We need to. And there's another motto that I have, I want to share, that good is not good enough. We can't just say we are doing good. Good is not good enough. At this time,
yeah,
we need excellence. We need to be excellent. We can't just say, okay, there's a scheme, there is a plan, there's a policy, it's being implemented, it will take time. We don't have time. And we cannot just be satisfied with good. It's like in cricket, if you score 1 and 2, it's not good enough. It's good, but it's not good enough. You didn't get
not
out.
good enough.
You didn't get out, but you scored 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and maybe once in a while you hit a 4. No, it's not right. We need to hit 4s and 6s all the time. We need to be excellent. We cannot be just good. That is not going to give us what we need, because we do have the problems that you have listed, and certainly they are also listed in my book, and we are going to talk about it also in some videos that I am now doing. But I'm hearing it from you also, and I think it's very clearly stated. So from my side, thank you, Khushi. It's a real clear uh, statement. And I also want to add, so that others who are listening can also be involved in it, that I want this channel to be available to young people like you. It's not just me who should run this channel. You should also take part and decide that you want to have an event with your friends or with your colleagues or somebody. You want to create an event that's outside your college or outside your friends, and then say, okay, sir, can we create this event here? And my answer I'm giving you now is yes. Please do it. I want this to be a youth channel, to have power to the youth, to connect with each other, to think with each other, to discuss their ideas. It's no more about me coming up and saying, hey, you can do a Vidped with me. That's good. I will do those. But I have a limited imagination. You are tech-savvy young Indians. I didn't grow up with this. We didn't even have a fountain pen that didn't leak. So we were very different at your age, but you are tech-savvy, you are young, you are global in attitude and in knowledge. Get together with your friends and colleagues. You are part of many groups. Organize an event and run it on this channel. Please do it.
Yes, yes.
Please do it. And I'm telling you, not only you, but I'm telling anybody else who watches, that this channel is now open for young people to use in any productive way or any meaningful way that they want. You can organize an event, you can conduct it, and it's a paid account. You can have as many people as you want. You can have 100 people and you can run for 2, 3, 4 hours. Please do it, okay? Because
Yes, yes.
it was an experimental channel in April, and today it has become an established channel, and I want it to grow. And the way to grow it is to actually empower the youth. Empower the youth. I mean, I'm just, how long will I be around to think and work? I know my age. It's not 27.
Yes.
It's not 27. So I'm saying to you and to anybody who's watching, please come together, think about the issues Khushi and others have laid out, and decide that you want to meet, discuss, talk, connect, create an action plan out of it. And right now there's no channel, but this channel is there for you. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So thank you, Khushi, very much for being here. And let's say goodbye at this point. Maybe I'll come back to you in 1 year from now, or you call me 1 year from now and say, hey, listen, I've achieved all this. I am now going into the final year of MA, first year of MA. I did this, and we will be back with you for a Vidped. But I hope before that happens that you will organize certain event and it will be on this channel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So
Definitely.
let's say bye for the moment, and we'll be back to you some other time. And I will surely be back with another young person or an expert very soon. Till then, bye, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.